The Sea Peoples in the Late Bronze Age collapse, c. 1200–1100 BC. In the Late Bronze Age, around 1200 BC, the Mediterranean was a thriving hub of interconnected civilizations. The Egyptians under pharaohs like Ramesses III, 1186–1155 BC, the Hittites in Anatolia, the Mycenaeans in Greece, and trading hubs like Ugarit in Syria. These powers relied on complex palace economies, exchanging bronze, grain, and luxury goods across vast sea routes. Yet by 1100 BC, this world lay in ruins, shattered by a mysterious group known as the Sea Peoples. Origins, shadows of drought and migration. The Sea Peoples' origins are murky, pieced together from Egyptian inscriptions and archaeological clues. Egyptian records from Medinet Habu under Ramesses III named tribes like the Peliset, Cheker, Shekelesh, Denyen, and Weshesh, describing them as a coalition from their isles who conspired in their lands before descending on Egypt around 1178 BC. Some scholars link the Ekwesh to Achaean Greeks, the Shurden to Sardinia, the Luca to Anatolia's Lycian coast, and the Cheker to Crete, based on linguistic and material evidence like pottery styles. The Peliset, later Philistines, settled in Canaan, leaving Aegean-style ceramics and architecture at sites like Ashkelon and Gaza. What sparked their migrations? Evidence points to a severe drought gripping the region from approximately 1200 to 1150 BC. Pollen records and lake sediment cores from the Levant show a sharp drop in rainfall, likely starving agricultural heartlands. Hittite texts lament grain shortages, and Ugaritic letters describe cities abandoned to famine. This environmental crisis, possibly worsened by volcanic activity, may have displaced entire communities, pushing desperate clans to sea with families and livestock, as depicted in Egyptian reliefs showing ox carts and ships. Battles, the fire that consumed empires, the Sea Peoples struck with devastating speed. Around 1200 BC, they razed Ugarit, leaving clay tablets mid-sentence about incoming fleets. The Hittite capital, Hattusa, was burned and abandoned by 1180 BC, ending a centuries-old empire. Mycenaean strongholds like Pylos and Tiryns fell to fiery destruction, their Linear B archives silent after 1200 BC. Egyptian pharaoh Merneptah, 1213–1203 BC, repelled an early wave including the Ekwesh, but Ramesses III faced the main onslaught in 1178 BC at the Battle of the Delta. His inscriptions boast of crushing the invaders in a chaotic clash of ships and chariots along the Nile with thousands slain or enslaved. Yet Egypt's victory was costly, draining its resources and weakening its grip on outlying territories. Impact: a world remade. The Sea Peoples didn't just raid, they reshaped the Mediterranean. The Peliset settled Canaan's coast, founding city-states like Gaza, Ashdod, and Ekron. Their Aegean-influenced pottery and diet, pork, uncommon locally, marking a cultural shift. The Cheker seized Dor, a key port. These settlements filled a power vacuum as Egyptian and Canaanite authority crumbled. Trade networks once ferrying Cypriot copper and Mycenaean olive oil collapsed, ushering in a decentralized Iron Age by 1100 BC. The Hittites vanished, Mycenaean Greece entered a dark age of lost literacy, and Egypt's new kingdom faded into decline. Only Assyria on the periphery endured relatively unscathed. Legacy of chaos, the Sea Peoples' rampage, fueled by drought and desperation, exposed the fragility of Bronze Age empires. Their raids didn't cause the collapse alone. Internal strife, overtaxed economies, and climate stress played roles. But they were the spark that ignited a systemic breakdown. By 1100 BC, the old order was gone, replaced by smaller, iron-using societies that laid the groundwork for the classical world. The Philistines thrived in Canaan for centuries, their cities clashing with early Israelites. In Greece, myths of Troy's fall may echo these upheavals. The Late Bronze Age collapse, driven by the Sea Peoples' fury, reminds us how swiftly a connected world can unravel when pushed to its breaking point.